Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
All right, welcome to another Friday night edition of the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Comment allez-vous?
All right.
Okay.
We're closing in on the month of February. How about that?
Happy Black History Month.
That's 365. What the heck you talking
Well, I said month.
That's right.
It's Happy Black History all the
month. They're giving us the shortest one, and I'm tired of that.
It's a leap year. We got one extra day.
Okay, thank you.
But you know what? We are two months into the year already. How about that?
Wow. Okay.
And the best is yet to begin yet. We still got the Olympics and the presidential election.
I don't know. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
We'll have that. Yeah.
God bless that. I hope
Some
that
rough
doesn't.
stuff there. You're going to see.
I hope that doesn't evolve into anything crazy. But
Let's hope not.
Ooh, how you doing tonight, Kel?
I can't complain. How about you?
I could complain.
Okay.
But I won't.
All right.
How you doing, Poppa DD?
I'm good. Good.
Ooh, it's been quite a week, I can tell you that much.
That it has.
But, it's all good.
Yeah.
A little chilly in the DMV area.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully the sun will shine again and we'll get a little more spring-like weather.
That'd be nice.
I do prefer that. I'm really not down with all this cold.
It'll be next week, Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be in the 60s.
Oh, really?
You know who? It's going to be butterball naked.
Yeah, they'll be stripping. That's what they do.
Kind of doing a little bit of that right now, but
all they need is sunshine, and they just start taking it off.
That's it.
But anyway, all right. You ready for the rundown, Ketel?
Sure. I will run it down.
All right, run it down for us. What's going on?
Okay, our hot topic tonight. Hilton Hotel to host Neo-Confederate Group Conference.
Oh, God.
Last day of Black History Month.
God dang it. Really?
We were almost through.
Do I need to start the kissing list already?
Yes. We'll wait till we get into the story.
Okay.
4 lawmakers vote against lynching bill, and also Jay-Z files second lawsuit against Mississippi prison. Our hit it and quit it headline: Chicago school causes stir for their Black History Month celebration. Also, former L.A. County Sheriff is now an inmate in Texas. Wow. And Kobe Bryant memorial items pulled from eBay. What's popping with Poppa DD tonight? We got a surprise for us. I mean, it's going to be raw tonight with Poppa. Our weird news. Tattoo-obsessed woman left temporarily blind after inking eyeballs.
Wow.
Pot shops turn to highway sponsor signs and strict rules. And hearse with body inside stolen outside of the California.
Come on, y'all.
I'm just saying with Redwine, if you don't know, shut up. Living for the City with Poppa DD. Got a surprise for us tonight. My Hollywood wrap-up. I'm going to make it short and sweet tonight. Cocktail of the week, the black and gold. Sounds interesting. Our kisses and the last word. So sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be back with the hot topic.
Looking for a new cocktail to serve at your next dinner party? Trying to figure out what pairs well with your main entree? Then you need to visit the Cocktail of the Week archive at apajamaparty.com. We've got a list of all the cocktails we've featured on previous Pajama Party shows with recipes and pictures of the drinks. And believe me, we've had some good ones. And while you're on the website, visit the archives for previous shows. Just click on any date, and you can hear the shows again and again. We've got you covered at apajamaparty.com. And tell a friend. They'll thank you.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
Wow.
Ben Rouge.
Really?
I am Redwine. How you doing? Anyway, it's time for the hot topics. We're going to kick it off with Poppa DD. What you got for us tonight, Pop?
I tell you, some unbelievable stuff here. It doesn't end. I mean, this is when you think that we live in a civilized nation.
You think it's safe to go in the water?
Hilton Hotel. The host, a neo, and I'm not talking about the singer, Confederate group conference on the last day of Black History Month, which will be tomorrow, the 29th of February. Despite concerns from a radical justice activist in North Carolina branch of the Hilton Hotel chain, will host a gathering for a group devoted to valorizing the Confederacy, which fought the Civil War explicitly to keep Black Americans enslaved on the last day of Black History Month. All right, now, just to put this the way it is, it's in North Carolina, so I guess that kind of stuff is still accepted down there. Either people don't know or they don't care. And a lot of dark corners down south, though. One thing about the South, that's a lot of dark corners. I guess we can't blame our black brothers and sisters down there too tough, because the South takes a lot of twists and turns. I've gotten lost on a down south road, ended up I'm looking up saying, wow, where the hell did I end up? Anyway, the Sons of Confederate Veterans will hold its annual Stephen D. Lee conference named after a Confederate general on Saturday, February 29th at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, which is in Raleigh-Durham Airport, Briar Creek.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sure with it being by the airport and being in the Raleigh-Durham area, it's a very popular hotel. I'm sure if you rode by that area, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure they got all the lights and all the bright lights and bushy tails that the Hilton Hotel possesses. But on this particular night, it'll be hosting a Confederate thing, which means the parking lot will be full and the lobby will be full.
And the flags will be
flying, and all the people will be in their garb, and I'm sure they have their weapons in the car and everything else they bring to the party.
Wait, can we get some booze for them? Thank you.
All right, so my particular suggestion is to stay the hell away from there, because it's North Kakalaki, and it's,
I'm telling what may go down.
It as Earth, Wind, and Fire say, it was Saturday night and the moon was bright, y'all. So it's Saturday night, so you never know what will go down. So, and they packing, so don't go down there being no hero. Okay. Late last month, Brandy Collins Dexter, senior campaign director for the nation's largest radical justice digital organization, Color of Change, wrote a letter to the hotel asking it to not enable the hate by rejecting the Sons of the Confederate Veterans from representing their cause at your hotel. And they said they're keeping in line with, being fair to everybody, and they're a, equal opportunity hotel, yada, yada, yada. And they want to sell that ballroom for the
highest bidder.
Yeah, $1,900 for 3 hours, whatever they're charging for it.
More than that.
Yeah. So they're going to allow this hate-filled organization space at the hotel and validate its old existence and intentions. Colin Dexter continued it furthermore with known connections to the KKK, having this conveniency to come to the Briar Creek Embassy Suites, which is a very nice hotel he had, jeopardizes the safety and comfort of other guests that stand there, people of color that may be staying there just as a leisure visit for the weekend or what have you.
No, that's messed
up.
They just don't
That's messed up.
So as you walk to the pool with your towel around you.
Yeah, that's like mixing water and oil.
Yeah. And their response, Hilton says, and this is a Hilton family, including Paris and all the rest of them, Although our hotels are places that welcome all, we did not adopt or endorse the views of these individuals or groups that they serve, a spokesman for the hotel said. He said that we're merely just showing the fact that we are equal opportunity people that allow everyone to have their just cause on situations. We reject discrimination and white supremacy of all forms. That you're allowing people to hang out.
Yeah, that's conflicting.
They also said the hotel in Raleigh is an independent owned and operated hotel. Okay.
Stop thinking.
So therefore, they only carry our name because they probably give us about $10,000 a month or
paying
whatever.
That franchise fee.
Yeah. So the statement continued that we are reaching out to understand ownership's position on this matter, but it's already in place, so hopefully things will go off without a hitch, they said. But after...
what you say, without a lynch?
Yeah, without a lynch and a hitch or whatever. After protesters of the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill campus tore down the Confederate statue known as Silent Sam in 2018, the son of the Confederate veterans filed a lawsuit seeking to take possession of it. Okay? This past November. They can have it. Well, it's probably in some kind of storeroom somewhere.
Take it.
This past November, the group came to an agreement with the North Carolina Central Board of Governors, Sons of Confederate Veterans. They would not only give them a statue, but it would also receive $2.4 million in tax money to maintain and preserve it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a statue. What do you have to do to maintain and preserve it?
Who's giving them the money?
University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, which is Michael Jordan School, and all
so
the
they
rest
just want them to get rid of it, but then they're gonna give them
They're gonna give them $2.4 million in tax money.
Almost $2.5 million of taxpayer money to maintain a Confederate statue.
That's contradicting my name.
That is beyond crazy.
But after outcries from students and local activists, however, the judge early this month scrapped that settlement and dismissed the lawsuit altogether.
Thank you.
My God, thank you.
So
there
in any
is some
event,
common decency and rationality in the world.
The Confederate conference is still going to go on, and this will be at the Hilton Embassy Suites, Raleigh Dorm Airport branch. So if you're in the neighborhood, you got to plan, do their thing.
I feel bad for any black folk who had a reservation for, that's tomorrow, don't know that those Confederate-loving, flag-waving such and suches are going to be up in there. That sounds like they better have some security up in there.
Yeah, better. But to me, it goes back to the owner. You don't know what he's into.
Well, they said it's independently owned, so. But that's messed up because they're dragging Hilton's name in the mud over that. Yeah. Anyway, if I was Hilton, I would be modifying my franchise agreements to say, like, if this is our corporate principles and mottos, whatever, mantras, all that stuff, any franchisee owner is going to have to line up or get out. But what you're not going to do is become part of the Hilton family, so to speak, and then go do stuff like this that is in direct contradiction to what the Hilton hotels that are corporately owned stand for. That's crazy.
Well, that's probably why they put that statement out when Poppa DD just written it, that they don't have the same views as the owner. So don't put our name with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying the hotel name is what it is. I'm saying that when you sign a contract to be a franchisee owner, they need to modify that to say that in order to own a Hilton hotel and be a franchise owner, you have to abide by these things.
Right, but they may change it because
times
are changing. You know, getting rid of statues, Confederate stuff, and so much going on. You know, once they have different events at different places, so it's going to have to change. It's going to have to change with the times.
Yeah.
I think eventually it will change. So.
Well, I got another one for you. Historic legislation that's going to make lynching a federal hate crime was passed by the House by a near unanimous consent on Wednesday of this week, with only 4 jerk-off representatives opposing it.
Wait a minute. Who? So the person that opposed it is agreeing to keep on lynching? Or?
Well, they're saying that they didn't agree that it should be a federal crime. I don't know why, but so 3 Republicans voted against the measure, and that was Ted Yoho of Florida, Louis Gohmert, G-O-H-M-E-R-T, from Texas, and Thomas Massey of Kentucky, all Southerners. And then the lone independent person in the chamber is Justin Amash from Michigan, who famously switched from Republican to independent over his support for impeaching Trump. Also voted no. So you got Yoho from Florida, Gohmert from Texas, Massey from Kentucky, and Amash from Michigan, who all voted against this particular bill.
Where these states? What states cover?
This was from Florida, Texas, Kentucky, and Michigan. There were 16 members who did not vote at all. I don't know if that meant they were absent or whether they just chose not to vote. The proposal did receive broad bipartisan support and passed by 410 to 4. I will make sure those 4 individuals end up on the kiss it list this week. So Republicans, of course, accuse the legislation of being an overreach by the federal government and encroaching on states' rights. So I guess they feel like the states need to have the jurisdiction over lynching laws. Is that, I don't know. That's the way it reads to me. It says the legislation, if enacted, would add lynching to the list of current criminal civil rights violations. Now, I'm just trying to understand, did it really take this to make lynching a federal crime? This is pathetic. It really is.
It's sad.
Now, this guy, Yoho, the one from Florida, he said he'll continue to condemn the horrific act of lynching and advocate for perpetrators to receive the harshest penalty under the law. And, he's a retiring congressman, but he also felt like it's taking too much power away from the state. So he's feeling like the states should handle this on a state-by-state basis. Well, let me go on record saying I completely disagree with your dumb ass. Lynching people should be a federal crime. Why would it not be considered a hate crime? Federal hate crime. How you going to go state by state? So if one state decides, well, it's not a hate crime here, what's that mean? So if you drag somebody over the state line and go there, you can lynch them? And you won't go to jail under the umbrella of it being a federal hate crime? Because federal crimes get a harsher penalty. So that's why he's saying it's too overreaching, that the state should be able, to handle this stuff on a state-by-state basis. I'm saying, dude, you full of crap.
It sounds like the feds don't want to get involved, or these legislators think that it's too harsh of a crime or too harsh of a punishment if you're caught doing that. Because once it becomes federal, you're going up the creek.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole other situation.
Right, and that's what they don't want it to become. So, so we do state by state. Let them worry about it.
Well, part of it, he's saying that this allows the states to not have to take money out of their budget to prosecute these crimes, because now it goes to a federal level. So the burden of prosecuting these crimes would then fall to the federal government. And I'm saying, okay, and?
What's the problem?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
What is the problem?
Right. Yeah, I think it's that harsh penalty that they don't want it to happen. But, isn't enough? It's almost like they got blinders. Like, okay, we ain't dealing with that. Let the state deal with it.
These are probably the same people who feel like racism isn't an issue anymore.
Yeah. In,
what year is this, 2020?
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Like the girl on Channel 4, what's her name?
Oh, don't go there. Megan, what's her name? Well, here's some statistics. Between 1877 and 1950, The Equal Justice Initiative, which is an organization, estimates that more than 4,000 black people were lynched in a dozen states. And those states were Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. That's 4,000 black people were lynched. And this bill, which is called the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, was written after the 1955 racist murder of Emmett Till, black teenager in Mississippi, which, of course, spawned the Civil Rights Act. So I'm just saying, for those 4 people who voted against it, you're on the top of the Kiss It list.
Yeah, make sure they get on the Kiss It list.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if you guys got any questions or comments what we're talking about, or you want to create your own subject, hit us up tonight, 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press 1 to get in the queue.
All right, we're going to shift over to Poppa DD.
No.
I'm sorry, to Ketel.
Working me, huh, Redwine?
I was going to make Poppa DD work.
Ooh, boy.
All right, what else you have for us, Ketel?
Well, we're going to put the state of Mississippi on the Kiss It list.
Uh-oh, the whole state?
The whole state.
Ooh, watch out.
Especially the Department of Corrections. Jay-Z, the rapper, he files a second lawsuit against the barbaric Mississippi prison. He's acting on behalf of 152 inmates. The rapper and mogul argues prisoners' constitutional rights are being violated. He filed a civil lawsuit against the Mississippi Department of Corrections, MDC, on behalf of the 152 inmates. Parchman Prison is accused of filthy conditions, abuse and constant violence, inadequate health care and mental health care, and overuse of isolation. It's crazy. Among the problems detailed by the lawsuit in an occupying documentary film made by Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, are lack of staffing that has allowed prisoners' violence to flourish, sewage-filled cells, contamination, food and water, and a lack of adequate health care. 9 inmates have died at the prison so far in 2020. Now this, like Papa just said, it's only 2 months. We're only 2 months in, and you got 9 people have died.
That's ridiculous.
Crazy. So
it's backing up in the cell.
Yep. And then the food is the crazy part. Yep. So they were saying that JC, he frequently involves himself in black civil rights cases under the arm of Team Rock. He does that a lot under his organization with Meek Mills and some other guys. I mean, look how they dragged Meek Mills through the ringer.
Yeah, they did.
That was ridiculous.
They were trying to keep him in jail one way or another.
He said it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. That white man went and got him.
Sure did.
I saw it on TV. He jumped in a helicopter with him. He was at one of the basketball games, right, Papa? Yeah. Was it Philly?
I don't remember. Yeah, Philly. But I do remember. Yeah,
when Philly opened. Yeah. He just gotten out of prison.
Yeah, I think he.
Yeah, the Philly owner is behind him.
Yeah. Okay, well, he didn't care. White man didn't care either. He pissed a lot of people off. Yep. So, we need to, check this out and see how far this goes, because this is ridiculous. I mean, here again, in another southern state, Mississippi. I mean, that's why people don't even want to go
down there.
Yeah, go past it. Don't even want to drive through it.
Don't even want to lay over an airplane there.
Heck to the no.
And I don't even want to fly over there.
No.
I'm like, go around.
Yeah.
Just go around.
Take 2 hours to go around. That's what I'm going to do.
Hey, let's do it.
But hopefully they're going to have some people out there protesting and some other stuff.
What part of Mississippi was that? Didn't say what area?
They were saying in the prisons in general, I think, in Mississippi, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's any one particular one.
Didn't say specifically. But the name of it's called Parchman Prison.
I've spent some personal time in Gulfport. Really basically on the outskirts, basically, just visiting off the road and right there hotels and on the main street and the main restaurants and all. Gulfport and Biloxi and things like that. So those are the 2 areas of Mississippi that I personally experienced that I haven't had trouble and seemed pretty neutral. But it goes deep. It runs.
Those are more touristy areas.
Yeah, this is very touristy. And like I said, the most
probably
I've
not going to run
experienced
into this kind of
was
crap.
coming off the highway, which is Highway 10,
Right.
which goes to New Orleans and Mississippi, Alabama. It's right off of Florida. It's all connected. And ironically, they're all 60 minutes apart. They're all an hour apart. You're going through Florida. Once you get to Pensacola, hour away from that is Mobile, Alabama. Hour away from there is Gulfport. And an hour away from there is New Orleans. So it's ironic.
Right.
Very ironic.
But check this out. It's saying that this was on it's on a farm located is unincorporated. That's one strike in Sunflower County, Mississippi. Mississippi Delta region, occupying about 28 square miles.
Oh, on the Delta.
Is the only maximum security prison for men in the state of Mississippi, and is the state's oldest prison.
And these prisons are manufactured from the beginning. When they first dug the hole to build it, they knew what their intentions were and who was going to be in there. So
right. So it says they work on inmates work on the prison farm. You know what that means?
Slave labor.
Yep, and in manufacturing workshops.
And eating.
So they're getting cheap labor. So that's another.
And they're probably eating all the food they're growing.
They can't be if it's poison.
Oh, well.
Because the food is contaminated.
Oh, well.
The food is contaminated?
The food is contaminated. That's probably why all these inmates died. The food is contaminated.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Interesting.
So it's just crazy. I just don't understand.
That's ridiculous.
And it said it beds 4,800 inmates?
Wow.
That's a lot of people to warehouse.
That's a cruise ship.
They're just warehousing people.
There's no rehabilitation going on.
And them people go and do everything. They probably mow lawns and pick up trash and.
That's warehousing people like Costco stores boxes.
That's just cheap labor, and they're using those people on those farms. That's what they're doing.
That's free labor. They're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Or if they are, it's something so minimal that they're enough to put in their account and be able to buy cigarettes or a pack of gum or something.
Wow.
So, we should follow the story because that's ridiculous.
Well, I see Jay-Z staying on it. He said that's the second lawsuit.
Right. Yeah, I don't blame
So
him.
he's letting them know, y'all can try to slip away if you want.
Right, because I think the first one, him and the guy, rapper Gotti, they wrote a letter to the governor.
All right. Well, we're going to take an ice break, refresh drinks, and we're coming right back with more information for you on the Hit It and Quit It headlines. Be right back.
This is Redwine, and you're listening to WPJP Blog Talk Radio Pajama Party. Check out my commentary. I like to call it I'm Just Saying, because sometimes I am just saying. It's just my opinion. It's what I think. Hey, you don't have to agree, but if you disagree, call us up. 914-803-4306.
Hey, don't forget, they can catch us on Twitter also at apajamaparty.com, too. What's the number, Papa?
914-803-4306. I don't know how I got in the studio. Redwine came in here by himself, and me and Ketel just happened to come here and catch her stealing airtime, as usual.
I was trying to do my own promo, and y'all just happened to show up again.
Well, can y'all tell us what time?
9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. No, that's wrong.
And 6 o'clock Western Time. West Coast Time.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Either way,
So if you're in California, call us at 6 p.m., 7 o'clock if you're hanging out in Colorado somewhere.
7 o'clock, that's Central Time. See, now we got it all twisted up.
7 o'clock if you're in...
Okay, it's 9 o'clock Eastern. Y'all do the math. Figure out where you are. Check your watch. 9 o'clock Eastern.
Right, okay.
Check us out.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9:15 CP time, right?
Yep, that's right.
CP time, 9:15.
There you go.
All right.
All right, bartender.
Is that it?
Hey.
Bartender.
Hey, is that Mr. Lowe?
Hey, come on, Mr. Lowe, the bartender.
I was trying to jiggle my ice in my glass, but it melted. All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
All right. So, let's keep moving.
Hit it and quit it headlines.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead and hit it, Kel.
Okay. All right. Chicago school Oh boy, here we go. South again.
What are they doing?
Cause a stir for celebrating African animals during Black History Month.
I'm sorry, what? Say it in my good ear.
Celebrating African animals during Black History Month.
Okay.
Whatever that is, African animals, let's see. Instead of celebrating and honoring the legacy of black people in Black History Month, a Chicago elementary school is under fire for assigning students to a project on African animals. Okay, to honor Black History Month, 3 white teachers at the Elizabeth H. Sutherland Elementary, always white, in Beverly, assigned the project to the students. Goes on to say, we are celebrating African American History Month in various ways at Sutherland this morning, reads a letter sent home to parents. Since our students have a genuine interest in animals and love to learn about them, we are going to take a closer look at African animals. What is African animals? I don't get it.
That has nothing to do with Black history.
Almost immediately, there was outrage from the parents. So, I mean, how stupid is that letter? Even though the letter that was sent to the parents included a picture of an animal that teachers claimed the children had chosen to color, many of the parents, particularly the black parents, didn't believe it. Their children's assignments, they said, came with the pictures of a monkey.
Really? Here we go again. This stuff is so ridiculous.
So dozens of parents took their complaint to social media, explaining that animals have nothing to do with Black history, like you just said, Redwine. At worst, the assignment had racist undertones. And, who is this? Alicia Shelton, she's president of the Sutherland Parent-Teacher Association, told the local school council that the African Animal Project was very, quote-unquote, offensive and very hurtful. So the elementary principal, Margaret Burns, who is white, spoke to parents and addressed the issue at a regularly scheduled local school council meeting. She apologized, here we go, for the insensitive and inappropriate project that did not reflect the depth and honor of the school's usual curriculum. Really?
Whatever.
Burns said she hadn't seen the assignment before. It was sent home, and that a new one was sent home last week. How about I'm going to get an A for this particular project assignment because you done effed up the shit that you've done for Black history. Excuse my language, but
how in the world did you think African Animals was honoring Black History Month?
That was, you know what? I'm going to tell you how it went down.
How'd it go down, Cal?
Ooh.
You were there, fly on the wall, so how'd it go down?
White MF teachers sitting in the teachers, what you call, where they go in
the lounge.
Teachers' lounge. Start joking about Black History Month, start talking about monkeys, and say, why don't we, as a joke, send this shit home, excuse my language, I'll never cuss, but send this shit home to the damn parents as a joke. And it backfired. That's what I think. That's what happened. These MFers, I just don't believe. I
can't believe that you were that stupid to think that was cool. Because to try to stretch and say, well, they call themselves African American, African animals, African, what's the difference? We'll do that for Black History Month. The kids like animals. It's African American history. So, to try to stretch and put it together and say, this makes sense in my head, the way they came up with it. But I'm like, really? And not one of those people said, I don't think that's a good idea.
I thought it was a joke, I'm telling you. Come on, Papa, I know you got something to say. Come on.
That's because they're free. They have no restrictions in their actions. They have there's no buffer. Most people that are born without anything over their head or anything to worry about, they just not embedded in them. They roll like they want to roll. They just as bold as they want to be, and it just freaks you out.
So they have no fear.
They have no fear. It's just not installed. The parents never had it. They didn't teach the kids to. I've seen people in the supermarket drinking a whole soda or anything, and then if they paid for it when they got to the counter, they could have just got done drinking it and threw the
fruit. I even seen white folks walking down the aisle eating fruit.
Especially the ones that just got done jogging. They'll go in the supermarket and be drinking a beverage, and the one they gonna drink is gonna quench their thirst. They grab two. One to quench their thirst while they walk around the supermarket, and the other one when they go to leave to pay for it.
There you go.
It's amazing, and it's like
so it's a buy one get one.
It's not even a thought process. It's not even this is my privilege. This is my privilege. I brought two cold drinks. I just got done jogging. I live down the street. I live upstairs. Cause most of these different these apartments that they live in is on top of Giant, on top of these little supermarkets. So it's amazing. I think it's a whole different world. I think Gil Scott Hamred had it right back in the day when he did the song that the revolution would not be televised. What are you gonna do when the mess hits the fan? And you got the perfect president there to make the stuff hit the fan. All the crap he's talking, people believe in his ass. Whew, but we'll get into him. That's a whole nother story. Anyway.
Yeah, we need to put them on the kisser list. That was Chicago. Name of the school, Sutherland Elementary.
Okay, add them to the list.
Principal Margaret Burns.
Burns. All right. What's your hit it and quit it tonight, Poppa DD?
I got a former Los Angeles County Sheriff named Lee Baca. Is now an inmate in Texas. He was a former Los Angeles County Sheriff, once a respected law enforcement leader, who was convicted of. He was really caught up in a federal investigation into his department's violation scandals that was going on in his jail system. Has reported to the Texas prison to begin his 3-year term behind bars. And,
wow, 3 years.
3 years, yeah. And to make it so bad, he's 77 years old. He arrived Tuesday at the Federal Correction Institute in La Tuna, which is a low-security prison outside of El Paso, according to the representatives for the facility. The former sheriff of Los Angeles, he was also diagnosed with starter terms of Alzheimer's disease. He was sentenced in 2017 for 3 years and lockup after a jury found he oversaw and planned the interference of a federal probe into inmates' abuse in the county jail system, and later lied to prosecutors about his role. So apparently he was working in Texas after he left Los Angeles and got caught up in their system. And they were abusing people, and the whole time this guy has early stages of Alzheimer's. So not only is he half forgetful and all that jazz, but he's still trying to be a gangster. Right. So really, are you serious, man?
What's his name? Lee who?
Lee Baca, B-A-C-A, and he got caught up in there. His conviction was upheld by the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals last year. He appealed it, claiming he had Alzheimer's and couldn't go to jail, and they said, yeah, okay, whatever.
Wait a minute. So he's aware enough.
Yeah.
He's got Alzheimer's, and that's his defense for why he can't be incarcerated.
And in January, the Supreme Court denied his long shot request to have the case reviewed and thrown out, and he remained free while his appeal was going on. But Tuesday, he reported to the Federal Correction Institute in El Paso to serve his 3 years.
So you got to go on up the creek, babe.
No, that doesn't even sound right.
Down in wash, huh?
If you got enough wherewithal to be able to use that as your defense, and you're saying it, I'm not buying it.
Right.
I'm not. I have been around enough people who've had Alzheimer's. They would not be able to put that together.
Right.
They would be so confused as to why am I here, where am I, who are these people, that kind of situation.
Right.
To be able to say, hey, I have Alzheimer's, and that's why that was done during that particular time.
Been able to diagnose that.
And therefore, I should not be held accountable, nor should I go to jail. Please.
Well,
so there goes his life and his future. He should have quit when he retired from the L.A. County.
Yeah.
Instead of going up to Texas and raising more hell.
Yeah. He thought he was the shickety by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, big sheriff in town and old sheriff in the jail right?
Sheriff holds a lot of
going for that one.
Sheriff holds a lot of rank out in those areas, out in L.A. and Vegas and Texas.
Yeah.
When you're a sheriff, it means you have no restrictions. You're not.
Right.
Sheriffs can cross over county lines, you know.
Well, that's cool. Well, he can cross over that cell line. So. All right, I got one last one. This is on eBay. People looking to make a buck off of items from the Kobe Bryant Memorial will have to go somewhere other than eBay.
Oh, that's right.
Because eBay is actively working to remove all of those type of items from their site. As previously mentioned, that eBay said that shirts, pins, programs from the memorial service, this is all stuff centering around the memorial service for the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gigi. Shirts, pins, programs, and other items from the event this past Monday at Staples Center hit the auction site on eBay this week. There was one extra large shirt that sold for $2,025 for a T-shirt. Somebody bought it, $2,025. But there were multiple listings that had disappeared from eBay over the past 24 hours, and this is from a couple of days ago. So the reporter reached out to eBay to find out what's going on. And it turns out eBay has a policy that prohibits sellers from profiting off of human tragedy and suffering. So, in fact, eBay sent an email to one seller explaining their position, saying, please note, due to sudden and tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, eBay has made the decision to prohibit the sale of merchandise, images, and mugs relating to their passing. We do not allow listings that attempt to profit from human tragedy and suffering. Now, the policy does not prevent the sale of more traditional Kobe memorabilia, like autographed stuff, jerseys, photos, etc. But even despite the fact that the items that had pictures of him and Gigi were in high demand, they just said, look, our policy is our policy.
Right.
So there were multiple sports memorabilia experts who said that the prices on Kobe items have skyrocketed over the past month, and they're guessing it'll just be a matter of time before items from Kobe memorabilia hit the market somewhere outside of eBay. And I guess eBay said, all right, that's fine, but you're not going to sell it on our site.
Is there an official site?
I haven't heard of one just yet. I don't know if the estate or if his wife or anybody has anything set up.
But I wonder, what if, say for instance, I had an old jersey from LA Lakers or something and I wanted to sell on eBay?
I don't know. Because this is stuff, some of this stuff is coming from people who were there at the service.
Gotcha.
So if you got an actual official program or anything else that might have been distributed, they're selling that kind of stuff or tried to on eBay.
Gotcha.
But, you know, what most people would do is to take that program, get it reproduced, and then sell copies. But anyway, eBay said, nah. So, all right, that's Hit It and Quit It headlines. Yeah, those were some good ones this week. Now, let's see. We got Poppa DD standing by, getting ready for What's Poppin'. Let's see. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we're coming back with Poppa DD and What's Poppin' on the Pajama Party Show. You can call in if you like. What's the number, Ketel?
914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press 1 to get in the queue.
Okay, we'll be right back on the other side of the break with Poppa DD and What's Poppin'.
It's Friday night, and you're listening to the Pajama Party Show Live. Tune in every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific. We push it to the limit every week like only we can. We've got hot topics, hit it and quit it headlines, TV and movie reviews, commentaries, and the world's famous Kiss It list. And you don't want to be on the Kiss It list. So visit apajamaparty.com. Check out the cocktail of the week. Get your glass and get your laugh on with the Pajama Party Crew, doing what we do right here with you. Get up on this and push it. Push it real good.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Let's see. It's time for Poppa DD, and what's poppin'? So, what's poppin', Poppa DD?
Well, a lot going on. Just so many things to discuss. Not enough time, but so much information. Speaking of that the memorial service for Kobe, which we just was talking about with the memorabilia and stuff being pulled off eBay, which was a great idea because they don't need to do that at all.
Yeah, that's messed up. That people are trying to make money off of things. Like if you were fortunate enough to get a ticket and get in, people are trying to either reproduce or sell the actual program and all.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if you were there because you were that much of a fan, why would you turn around and do that?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But one thing I want to focus on. The one thing I wanted to focus on that I noticed on the memorial service was, and it has nothing to do with the situation on that, but it just reminded me of Kobe Bryant's mother when she was cited by Kobe for trying to sell some of his memorabilia that he had left back in Lower Merion. And like I mentioned before on the show, that Lower Merion is the little suburbs in the Philadelphia area, which is on the other side of what's called City Line Avenue, which is down there. It's in the upper Winfield area of about behind Fairmount Park in Winfield, but in the Winfield area as you're heading up toward, like you're going up into Germantown and stuff like that, or going up in Overbrook and stuff like that. Anyway, on the other side of City Line Avenue is the area called Lower Merion. And this is where Kobe grew up, in that suburban area. But if you look back on the whole situation with the estranged relationship he had with his parents, and it all stewed from his wife Vanessa, where they didn't want him to marry her. Which that always, when people talk about people marrying people and things like that, that issue always will take people out of context with their parents, and which goes to show that it doesn't just go in the gay lifestyle either. It can be very heterosexual, where parents wouldn't agree with that. But the wonderful thing that came of that, and then the tragic behind it, and the mainstay behind it, is the fact that when the parents didn't want Kobe to marry Vanessa, and this was 20 years ago, I mean, let's look at 20 years from now. We're talking, year 2000, 20 years ago. And all this was going on, with him being 20 years old, meeting her and all that. And he defied that and said, I'm going to marry her. And they went there and built a family. I guess with him being young, and you got to understand a lot of aspects of that, but there being the parents of him, he going to L.A. and being big and popular, the same way not Larry Bird, but Magic Johnson was,
Oh, yeah.
Magic Johnson went the same way. He went to L.A. and was real popular. But Kobe had a mindset for the basketball game. You know, he did nothing really. But then when he met Vanessa, it kind of changed his whole mindset. But the parents wasn't with it. But Kobe defied that, and then the parents was estranged for a long time, from what I read, a long time. But it's gone full circle, because if you notice at the funeral, they weren't even mentioned. They showed a picture of his mother and his father, but nobody came and said anything or anything. So the same way you kept Vanessa out of the don't marry my son, she got the last word at the funeral. Pretty much. I wouldn't say the last word so much, but if you look at it that way, she said, well, this is my husband, and we done have 4 babies. You know, we done built an empire. I'm sitting up here with in front of Beyonce. Okay, I got a cast of characters behind me that are helping me out, because her and Kobe was taking life more serious than, and the mother, she trying to sell memorabilia down in Philly. So, I mean, I didn't say that to cast judgment on anybody at all, but I'm just showing people that you got to trust people no matter what their views may be on anything. You know, when people want to either live in their own truth or love who they want to love, you have to trust and believe in them, because the turnout of their situation really has nothing to do with you. All you're throwing at that person, if you're not throwing a support at people, you're throwing an opinion. So you know what I mean? The opposite of lack of support is an opinion. And if it turns out, then what you gonna do? Because the interesting thing about life is that we all get old. And as we get older, we have to we really got to watch our battles, because our battles could come back to haunt us, because we never know who's going to be pushing us in our wheelchairs. You never know who's going to be giving us our insulin, or checking our sugar, or wiping our ass, for that matter. So you never know down the line what your position is going to be with anybody. So we really have to take life with a grain of salt and try to understand everything. Although you may have your opinion on things and things that piss you off, but even though you may lower the door, you really can't shut the door on anything, especially family members. It's hard, because you may want to. You know, brother, sister, cousin, they may piss you off to the max. You just want to slam that door, and when you see them through the keyhole, you don't even want to answer the door. But you never know, you know. You just never know how it's going to turn out. You know, and I think God just arranged it like that. You know, God is in such control that, you know, we're not even, man, we're merely, you know, I don't even know what to call us. We're not even, we're like barbarians in a wheel. You know, we're just there to make the wheel turn. We have nothing to do with the wheel mechanism. You know, we have nothing to do with that. So I'm just saying, make a long story short, that whole situation with Kobe Bryant, where his parents has gone full circle, because they sat in that funeral not even having a voice. And this was the woman that birthed him, and she wasn't even they would bring up other athletes before they brought up the parents. And Vanessa was like, and I don't think Vanessa did that through vindictiveness, but it was at the point, and I'm going to close with this, it almost was like, I don't even know y'all. I don't know y'all. We haven't talked for 15 years. You guys looked at me like I was some floozy trying to get your son's money when we was raising kids, building homes, taking care of business, and he got the Mamba Foundation and all this stuff. And Vanessa was right there, wasn't in his way. She wasn't blocking nothing he was doing. It seemed like him and like she said, like you mentioned yourself, Redwine, I think when you was about to watch the ceremony, before she said it, I heard you say it first, where she was saying that God had to take them two together. Yeah. Because they were, every picture you've seen of them, they were very close. Together. It was like,
she wouldn't, that little child wouldn't have been able to deal with that.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
And I said that. I said, you know what? God had that thing figured out. That if it had to be this way, they're going to go together.
Neither one
of them would have handled this.
And Vanessa made that exact statement. She said, you know what? Neither one of them would have survived this world without one another. And she knew every day when he woke up and went out the door, she was right there tagging him along.
Mhm.
And the other older daughter had to have a sense of, well, I'm not jealous of that because I don't really play basketball, so let me let my little sister go ahead and do her thing.
Right.
You know, so it was just interesting, and you know, not only was it a tragedy, but it was such a testimony for us all to learn from, because, and I'm gonna truly close on this, to show that you can be a young, healthy, 41-year-old multi-millionaire, and God could take your life. It ain't got nothing to do with sickness or cancer or anything. This man was healthy as it come. This man was flying in helicopters like we jump in Uber. And it just was a, you know, it was his time. So
yeah, it was a good one, Papa.
Yeah, so I'll close there.
All right, thank you, Papa. That was just topic.
But I didn't know the strangeness of parents.
Oh, yeah,
I was just reading a little bit here.
Long running.
Right, did they say, well, first of all, they were young. He was 21, she was 18.
Yeah.
She was just getting out of high school. And like you said, I guess the mama felt, okay, y'all too young. She's trying to get a piece of the money.
Right.
But
that's what it's all about.
They weren't even, they didn't even come to their wedding. And then his final goodbye to the NBA, they were not invited to that retirement.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, okay, because that was shortly after that she was trying to sell the memorabilia, but they settled out of court on that. They were trying to sell $500,000 worth of merchandise, and they settled.
And it was like his high school trophies and some other stuff like that. Stuff she had been keeping in the basement and
that's
her
something
basement.
that she keeps.
Stuff you
That's
just
my
leave
child.
at your mama's house.
Exactly. Like, why would you sell it?
Right.
Yeah.
If it was in your way, why wouldn't you just call them and say, "Yo, I got all this stuff.
Right.
Do you want it?
Right.
Come get it."
Right. And
but
then,
to just say, "I'm going to sell it."
Right. And then the auction house that they dealt with, Kobe sued them also. You know, for getting involved. And
it was heavy.
Yeah, then they put out a statement how they apologized, misunderstanding.
Yeah, but it was messy. Yeah, a messy family dynamic.
And then he had two sisters. That was at the funeral next to them. So yeah.
So,
okay.
Yep. Mess. Hot mess.
It was very brutal.
But this article was saying that after the birth of their first baby, that they kind of they got back together, him and the mom. But
well, kind of grandbaby usually makes people open their eyes.
Yeah.
You know.
A grandbaby will make you just put all of that bull crap aside.
Yeah, because it
and
shows.
just say, "Oh, but that's my grandbaby."
It shows everybody.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's kick it into the weird news.
All right.
I got one for you tonight.
Y'all didn't use our famous line. What y'all say?
Oh, we're going to lighten it up.
Lighten it up.
Okay. We're going to lighten it up. All right, I got one for you. Tattoo-obsessed woman left temporarily blind after tattooing her eyeball.
Crazy.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know they could do that.
I didn't either. Okay, so Amber Luke, put her on the kissing list because she's stupid. Amber Luke, she calls herself an alt model, like alternative model. I guess for like models for the freakier looking models. I don't know. She spent more than $25,000 on body modifications. She is speaking out about her most extreme procedure, which was tattooing her eyeballs to ultimately help her fully accept herself. That's what she said.
Okay.
And she's 24 years old. She had her eyeballs tattooed last year, leaving her temporarily blind for 3 weeks. Now, in a previous interview, she's Australian blonde, described the experience as brutal. She said, "I can't even begin to describe what it felt like. The best thing I can give you is once the eyeball is penetrated with the ink, it feels like the tattoo artist grabbed 10 shards of glass and rubbed it in my eye." Why would you do that?
I don't want that.
She goes by the name Blue Eyes White Dragon on Instagram. What is she into? And she's now claiming that the painful incident was worth it, and it's left her happier than ever. She says, every morning when I wake up, I look at my eyeballs, and it makes me happy because blue is my favorite color. So her eyeballs, the whites of her eyes are now blue.
Mm-hmm. I thought that would be poisonous, you would think.
You would think.
Mm.
And then it goes into some stuff about how she had attempted suicide 15 times throughout her life, and how she was, depressed and all this stuff at the age of 15, borderline personality, schizophrenic traits.
So the tattoos helped to get out of that?
Apparently, because she has body tattoos like virtually everywhere, and now she has blue eyeballs.
Amber Luke, huh?
Amber Luke.
Okay.
I don't know what to say about this.
Walking down the street, I'm going to walk the other way.
I mean, the whites of her eyes are blue. And I saw a picture of it. It's not like a real pale blue.
Right.
It's a vibrant blue.
Yes, one of mine.
Like a cyan, Carolina kind of blue. It's very strange. But anyway, all right, moving on. What you got for us, Papa?
Amber Luke.
Amber Luke.
This is kind of weird.
Crazy
This is
one.
pot shops turn to highway sponsor signs amid strict ad rules. This is in Denver, of course, Colorado. Yeah, that place is blown up with marijuana.
Yeah.
Cannabis companies are using loopholes in Colorado's strict limits on marijuana advertisement by sponsoring state highways and putting their names on road signs. You ever see on signs that say adopt a highway area where you can adopt a certain area, which means you can get out there and clean it and stuff like that, and you can put your Pizza Hut franchise there, and you can go out there and clean the litter and stuff in the area that you're responsible for.
You got to do all that when you adopt her.
You adopt in that particular square miles on that. They got a lot of it up in the Pennsylvania area, Levittown, Bristol, and all that. Anyway, currently 51 cannabis dispensaries, culinary manufacturers and edible producers support roadways throughout the state, according to the Adopt a Highway Maintenance Corporation. Okay, although they represent less than half of all organizations that participate in the Clean Colorado program, they reach spans about 198 miles of highway, which is 318 kilometers or 66% of 189 miles of highways throughout that area of the Denver area. So Colorado Department of Transportation officials say the signs are not intended to be an advertising medium, but they have become a clever workaround for an industry with few other options. Oftentimes they are strictly placed near the exits where passerbyers can find their business. So they'll have Adopt a Highway and put their little sign there.
You know what? That's
bull.
They're trying to say they weren't meant for advertising.
Yeah.
What else was it?
Yeah. So Colorado rules govern how and where cannabis companies can advertise, and is strict about preventing marketing messages from reaching minors. State regulators have prohibited cannabis businesses from advertising on TV, radio, and in print unless they can prove the audience is predominantly 21 years old or older. Digital and social media platforms are even more restrictive. Drivers could begin to see more potential advertisement from cannabis companies thanks to a new law that allows them to use outdoor media such as billboards. So I tell you, when you go in Colorado,
crazy.
You get off that plane in Denver, and I tell you, I wonder how far you have to travel to start seeing either stores or.
Probably not far.
But I'm just saying, how do you get a license for a business, and then you try to put up your advertising, and they say, oh, no, you can't advertise your cannabis company. You can't.
No, they're buying the highway sign.
No, I'm saying they said because the advertising was restricted. So I'm saying, okay, so you get your license, you set up your cannabis shop, and then you find out you can't run advertisement on radio, you can't advertise on TV, you can't advertise in print
have to know where
unless you can prove that whoever's you're reaching is over whatever the minimum age limit is. How are you supposed to advertise your business?
Well, In a lot of cases up there, advertising's not really that necessary. You know.
You can ask the locals, probably.
What I'm saying is a lot of cannabis shops up there. Like if you're doing a special.
The law is that they can't advertise. That's what you're saying?
Right. That's what they said. I'm saying, so you let me get not me, but you would let somebody get a license.
You sure?
To set up a business. No, I don't have a business. You would let someone buy the license, but you won't let them advertise.
Stipulation.
It just seems like you're saying, okay, now make it work with one hand tied behind your back, on one foot with one eye closed, 2 days out of the week.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like a liquor store. Do you really need to advertise a liquor store?
Yeah, because you'll find it.
It was right there.
You never
you get a big sign. You get a big sign that says
I guess that's true.
That's a good point.
You get a big sign that says liquor. You got a big sign
I rest
that says...
my case then.
Now they're not...
Put a giant marijuana leaf
They don't have... Right. They're not telling you
wait
you can't...
for them to come by.
They're not saying you can't advertise on your own property.
Right.
They're just saying you can't advertise leading to your property.
You can't buy it on TV, radio, and print.
Yeah, but you ain't got... Where can I buy some weed? You know what?
Just
you
drive
around,
you'll find
a big white sign.
You know, Papa, you got a good point there because you don't hear, like on the radio, liquor stores advertise.
Oh,
no, you don't.
Oh, this is the best place to come for such and such.
Because once you see it, you remember where it is.
Right.
You know?
They don't advertise on TV, radio, print, nothing.
Really, like if you go into a new city or town, all you do is ask the locals. There's a liquor store.
Man, where can I get some beer?
Or drive around till you find one.
We got 2 liquor stores. You got Bud's over there on the left-hand corner, and right across the street you got Kevin and John's place.
All right, let me get through this last weird news.
Okay, what you got, Ketel?
Unleashed.
Yeah.
Hearst with body and y'all give me the body story. With body inside a stolen outside of a California church. In L.A., you sure it's not a movie?
Oh, my gosh.
It has all the hallmarks of an only in Los Angeles crime. A thief stole a hearse with the body inside, then went on a wild ride, ending with a chase and a crash.
With the body still in the car?
Body still in the car.
Oh, my gosh.
Authorities say they found the body undisturbed inside a casket and took James Juarez into custody after the crash, which closed the 110 freeway during the morning commute. Are you serious?
Wait a minute. James Juarez. Is that Juarez?
Correct. On the 110 in the morning commute. Are you serious?
So he done messed up the highway.
The crime began Wednesday night when the suspect thief stole the black limousine, the Lincoln Navigator, from outside the St. Anthony Greek Orthodox Church in East Pasadena.
From
the L.A. Sheriff's Department.
From the Greek church?
With the thief, whose identity was not known at the point on social media, to return the body in a post that was widely shared online. They said in the post, I was telling this man at least to bring the body back.
They on Facebook and stuff talking about whoever stole the body, could you please bring it back?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So it goes on to say, out of all the bad decisions you have made, at least make one good one and bring back the deceased person and casket inside the Navigator. This is what they put on social media.
Ooh-wee.
Juarez, he's 25, was booked Thursday on a suspicion of grand theft auto only. Police said it was not...
What about stealing a corpse?
If he had an attorney.
So I guess stealing a corpse is not against the law.
So they got it back from a witness reporter seeing the SUV and was following it. They followed it. L.A. police officers pursued the hearse on local streets and onto the freeway until it crashed around 7:45 a.m. At least one officer was involved in the crash. So L.A. police did not immediately have details about it.
My.
Put him on the kiss list. You got him?
I got him.
I mean, he must.
James Juarez.
But you know, they didn't say we were just talking about liquor. They didn't say he was drunk. He must have got a 6-pack or a case of Modelo's on his shoulder. He said, "I'm gonna give me a car."
He saw that Lincoln Navigator and said, "That's the one."
Yeah, he had a couple of Modelo's or some Coronas or something. Lord,
man, people do some wild stuff.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's all I can say.
That was wild. This didn't make any sense, but.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and then we're coming back with with me. And I'm just saying.
On
the other side of the break, we got to go get a refresh of the cocktail of the week, which is called the Black and Gold. And all my ice is melted. So let's go get that done, and we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with I'm Just Saying.
Your finest cognac over a glass of ice in a short glass. Goes great with Poppa DD's segment. Living for the City on Blog Talk Radio every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time or apajamaparty.com on a live stream. I want to talk to that Poppa DD myself. I'm going to hit him up. It's on 914-803-4306. Once again, that's 914-803-4306. And you should too.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of the hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
Oh, man, Redwine.
Too much fun.
Redwine's breaking up.
Woo. The Pajama Party every Friday night right here.
Okay.
Call in 914-803-4306. Press 1 if you dare.
Okay.
Ooh, wee.
Wow.
What you got over there?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, wait, I got to recollect myself. Was it recollect? Recollect.
All the above.
Whichever. All right, it's time for I'm Just Saying. And tonight my topic is, I'm just saying, if you don't know, shut up. And that applies to a lot of things. If you don't know, just shut up. Now, this particular topic, I'm talking about acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney.
Oh, God.
Mick Mulvaney was shooting off at the mouth, claiming that the media is covering the coronavirus outbreak only because they're trying to damage Trump. Really, Mick? Are you that hell-bent on kissing up to Trump that you're going to go there? Now, Mick Mulvaney says that this level of attention to the coronavirus is getting all of this stuff he's saying is about making Trump look bad. Now, the CDC and other doctors are trying to give people information to save lives and to cut down on the spread of the virus. But somehow, the White House in general thinks that this is all about Trump and making him look bad. And I'm just saying, first of all, how does anyone become so self-absorbed and out of touch that you think everything is about you? This virus is serious. And I'm just saying, if you don't know what you're talking about, Mick, shut up. Now, Mick said he got a note from a reporter this week asking, what are you going to do to calm the market? You know, because the financial market and stuff has been all dropping down because of this virus, right? Mick Mulvaney said, what I might do today to calm the market is to tell people to turn the TV off for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, you ignorant mofo.
When he said that,
how helpful is that? Now, people are losing money in their investment accounts every day. Businesses are going downhill. Some of them are going out of business. People are scared, getting sick, and dying. And that's the kind of flippant response that he gives. Mick claims that the media just started covering the coronavirus after the impeachment failed because he says it's like, oh, this is the next hoax against Trump. He's calling it fake news. Trump says fake, you know, all this kind of stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, Mick, just so you know, major media outlets started covering this coronavirus that's also known as COVID-19 since back in last month in January. This was not something that had anything to do with the impeachment. They weren't sitting on it because of the impeachment. They started covering it when it became a thing. So, again, if you don't know, shut up. Stupid. It's stupid. I mean, when that whole thing started spreading in Wuhan, China, the news media and everything was right on top of it. It had nothing to do with Trump, impeachment, or any of that. So, as you all probably know, this week financial markets have taken a nosedive because of fear over the coronavirus. And Trump has been trying to downplay the seriousness of, the health risks and everything, directly contradicting the experts at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, these are the people who have gone to school for probably 15 years, 20 years, trained. They know what they're talking about. They're trying to tell us this is how it's transmitted. This is what do they call it, the gestation period or something. They're telling us all this information. And then Trump and his people get up there and contradict them. Trump's pissed because the CDC is telling people the truth. I'm like, dude, are you serious? People have died over this thing. And y'all are trying to act like, we got it under control. We're doing all that needs to be done. People need to calm down. No, I don't think so. I'm not saying people need to go like crazy and go spiraling out of control. But this thing is serious. But these are the people at the CDC that need to be speaking up and telling the truth. But Trump wants to shut them down and refers to their reports as stuff like fake news. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. Going back to Mick Mulvaney, he was in the same report. He was up there talking about, this is not Ebola, okay? This is not SARS. It's not MERS. Comparing it to other major outbreaks, in recent times. He says it's serious, but it's not a death sentence. Well, tell that to the families of people that's already died from it, dumbass Mick. So maybe now they'll reconsider all those proposed cuts that they made, they being the White House budget, made proposed cuts to the CDC and other groups. Like, there was a pandemic response team that President Obama set up. It was a White House pandemic team that dealt with the Ebola crisis. But guess who smashed that up when he got in the White House? Dumb Trump. Dump truck. That's what I should call him, dump truck. He smashed that group up and decided, we don't need that. Well, I bet you need it now, don't you? Big dodo. They would have been real helpful now, but you already got rid of that. He was talking about we don't need all these people on the payroll, basically, from CDC. All these doctors, we don't need all that. Trump said, I'm a businessman. We don't need all these folk on payroll. We can hire them when we need them. Once again, if you don't know, shut up. Because do you think these doctors are just going to sit home with no income? Once you cut them loose, they're going to go find jobs elsewhere. These are the people who have the knowledge, the expertise, the experience. But anyway, this stuff really makes my blood boil. I'm just saying, when you got rid of the pandemic team that was at the White House that handles pandemic situations like Ebola, they would have been able to be on top of this from day one. But they don't exist anymore because Trump blew them up and got rid of them. So, I'm just saying, this is Redwine, and I'm just saying, Mick, specifically, Trump and Mick Mulvaney, if you don't know what you're talking about, how about shut up? That's all I got. I'm just tired of people talking and they don't know what they're talking about. You conflicting information with what the CDC is saying. They're telling us what the hell is going on, and then they get up there talking about how they're making more of it than it really is. Yeah, okay. That's why you got people talking about Corona beer has something to do with coronavirus.
Oh, God.
No, it doesn't.
That's messing up the economy, too.
Exactly.
I'm not going to buy it.
And let me just, as a side note, can I just add this? There's a whole nother situation going on now. The Asian American lawmakers have been getting an influx of correspondence from Asian American business owners saying that they're having problems because people see them and they see coronavirus. Even though they haven't been overseas, they've been running their little corner shop or whatever restaurant for the last however many years. Now people are looking at them thinking, oh, they're Asian. I'm not going in there. That's where the virus is.
They're losing money.
You know, all this kind of stuff. And then you got people putting flyers and stuff out to promote this kind of xenophobic ignorance. And this is the kind of stuff that the Asian American lawmakers are starting to get from their constituents. So, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that's going on across the country. And for the current White House staff to sit up and act like it's not happening and not deal with it and not acknowledge the level of concern and panic that's going on, y'all are in so much denial. You need to take your head out of each other's ass and deal with what is going on. Okay, I'm done.
That's some serious stuff there.
Done.
Take it out of each other's ass.
Yeah. Because that's what they're doing. They're all running around with their head up each other's ass, trying to figure out, oh, I got to please you. Well, let me stroke your ego. Let me, pump you up. It's not about that.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see because he trickled it down to Pence. See what he's going to do with it.
Oh, my gosh.
But I heard that Pence had some type of scandal with some past stuff.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Some past stuff going on in Indiana.
So how is he going to be able to do anything?
He sits back there with his little white hair plastered to his head, looking like a puppet.
He's like a marionette.
I don't even think he's real.
Yeah.
He might not be. He might have one of those big old cranks in his back that you got to crank up and turn a few times.
Yeah, but you're right, though. That chief of staff was talking crazy, saying that this is all going to die down and we just need to not worry about it.
Yeah, people need to just calm down.
Yeah.
Turn the TV off for 24 hours. That's what you need to do.
Really?
That's what he says. Ignorant man.
Yeah, that was good there, Redwine.
Yeah, it was. You see where they're getting it from. They're getting it from the top source.
As they say, the bull starts at the top and rolls down.
All right. Well, if you guys got any questions or comments we're talking about, hit us up tonight. 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Let's press 1 and get in the queue.
Ay.
You gonna take a little CC or?
Okay, we can do
I
that.
Can keep on. I can
Oh, you are. Papa's ready.
Oh, Papa, he ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Living for the city.
I see the clock moving, so
watch out, man.
Okay, tick-tock. What you
got
got for us,
I know y'all lazy like that, but I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, what? I ain't even gonna go there.
But speaking of what you were saying, Redwine, I did see that chief of staff for Trump today talking crazy.
Mickey Mouse Mulvaney.
What's his name? Mickey. He'll be on the kisses list.
Yeah, Mickey Mulvaney.
Mickey Mulvaney, yeah, saying, y'all, we need to just cut the TV off and don't worry about it. And, we all wake up dead listening to him. But I was on the metro the other day and I saw a lady with a mask on. And people nowadays with masks on, they kind of scare me because, they say that the people that wear the masks, first of all, the ones that are sick, this is what I'm hearing from the CDC, because they're the ones that have the disease and they don't want to pass it to people. But the lady was on the metro with a mask on, and she was kind of projecting the isolated image, and I'm like, well, honey, I don't want to go near your ass, okay? So I don't know who. First of all, if you're the only person in this car with a mask on, what the fuck make you think I want to come sit next to you? You might be the one, crazy. You may be the one with the red butt hiney that's carrying the damn disease. I don't know what, you could be the trick pony up in here.
Right.
But like I said, it's something we should all take serious, and I just hope that they find a serum for it. I heard that it came from bats over in that's what the corporate was.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, dead bats in a warehouse over in
China?
In China, yeah. And it's just, but see, a lot of people have to understand too that these things are transferred through areas that you touch and things like that. It's not so much, sure, it's airborne from the person that's sick but you can get it from handles and things you're grabbing, like, you know, if you want to be like not going down the escalator steps, not grabbing the rubber on the side and things like that. But
it says usually contracted through like animals or something.
All kinds of stuff, and you know, and like the white folks ain't got no problem rubbing somebody's dog to come up to the ass, so we won't even go there. But that's a whole nother subject. But you know what I want to focus on tonight? I want to focus on this shooting in Milwaukee. The gentleman's name was Anthony Farrell. Anthony Farrell. That was the guy that did the shooting, and he happened to be an African American man, 51-year-old African American man. Now, what grabbed my attention through this here is that, first of all, when it comes to mass shootings, usually when it comes to black folks, it's a rarity that we are the ones that initiate that, for one. But for two, all his neighbors are kind of praising him to say that he would give you the shirt off his back and he was this and that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying they give him any kind of props, don't get me wrong. But because what you do is what you do. And you know, like I was speaking to a friend of mine that said that once you grab that gun, you know, and you go to that job, you ain't coming back home. Mm-mm. So don't think you're gonna grab that gun and you're gonna go do what you're gonna do, and you're gonna just put the gun back in the drawer when you get back. That's not. But what I want to focus on is the race relations in the world, because as soon as it happened, people said that this guy had bad blood with one of the people that he shot. And usually when people shoot the one person, either the other people in the area is either collateral damage or they just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because usually people go after somebody they're trying to shoot. Like I said, I'm no psychiatrist, so I'm just talking out of my ass because I'm just talking. But it's so ironic that we can't, in the job market, for sure, where something like this happened on a legitimate job. This was a multi-million-dollar Milwaukee brewery. It was the Molson, and was it Coors, not Anheuser. These are two different companies. Anheuser-Busch and Coors are two different. And Coors is a family that's out of Colorado. And the Bush, you know, the whole Bush, Coors, these people are filthy, dirty rich. But these people were in the mechanic aspect of things. He was an electrician, and the guys that got killed, this happened at the power plant. And the power plant is where things are run from, where the electricity is provided, like on a ship down the bilges and things like that. This happened in the power plant area because the person he killed, these were maintenance, like engineers and things like that. So he went back down to the power plant and killed people. These people are engineers.
How many people did he kill?
5 altogether. Five including himself. Now, but what I'm saying, and the whole thing I'm getting on this, and the story is really irrelevant for what I'm saying, because I have nothing to do. I have no opinion on what happened, how it happened, and I feel sorry for everybody involved in the situation. But the one thing I'm focusing on is race relations, if that was the culprit being of this situation, is that when we see things in the job market that is festering, you know, between coworkers, especially between coworkers of a different race, where one's an employee and the other one's a boss, and the harassment is constantly going on. And I'm not saying that shooting a person is the alternative at all. We got to nip this stuff in the bud. And the bosses in the area have to pay more attention to what the hell is happening on the floor. And it has to go further. If the boss on the floor can't handle it, you need to take it higher. And stop joining up with your particular race or whatever, whoever's joining up with who. You know, because sometimes it could be isolation for him. Well, we might as well fire his ass. Blah, 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 blah. Let's fire him, you know. Now, he gets fired, he comes back and shoot people. So, but how many people was for him being fired? And like I said, don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. This ain't no support of nobody. I'm just talking. These things happen because instead of the big boss, and now, but what gets me is that the CEO of that whole corporation, the CEO of Coors, who is filthy, dirty, stinky rich. His family's rich, his mama's rich, his daddy's rich, his damn dog is rich, okay? He gets on TV and says, well, our thoughts and prayers and hopes and prayers for everybody goes out through the people's family, blah, 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 blah. He probably didn't even know what was going on in that power plant. He probably didn't know the tension going on in there, and some middle management person was the one that probably fired that guy.
Or knew about it.
And they never even got back up higher. It's amazing how you can get fired by the jerk-off that's right above you, and the two jerk-offs above him don't even know about you getting fired. And by the time it gets out in the street like this with a killing and everything involved, now all the CEOs and everybody comes out and gets on the news, and they're talking to Gail, King and everybody else, and now they're talking to Good Morning America on, in the morning, and they're you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'm the CEO of course, and we're flying the flag at half mast, and well, damn, you didn't even know what the fuck was going on in your own building. But you got the nerve to come out and act like you give a damn about the families, and you're gonna talk about the families when you weren't even overseeing your own chicken coop. But like I said, don't get it twisted. I'm not speaking on anything. I wish this never even happened. But these CEOs got to get off their ass and pay more attention and put people that got better leadership in charge to oversee the whole thing, and stop going out there and speaking on camera after the damage is done. So
you had a good point when you said they need to get off their ass, and the show Undercover Boss.
Oh yeah.
They see a lot of things that they wouldn't normally see because, like you said, they sit in their office. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
That's why they have managers and stuff underneath them so they can report. A lot of times they don't want them to get back to the big wig.
Exactly. They're trying. Everybody's trying. Just when you call somebody,
they think it's so trivial, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to bother the big boss."
Yeah.
But see, I'm gonna give you an example. I used to work for a company. I'm not gonna say no names, but they're losing stores. But anyway, we know who that is. And we would have to. You should be able to eat off the floor. We had to clean the store, do this, do that. The big wigs start walking through there. It's like, oh no, you can't talk to him.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing.
Right.
But he wants to interact with people, and he asks questions. So if he asks me something, I'm gonna give him the answer.
Right.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm like, And
and I tell you, I don't know whether my singing abilities or just my talent of just being a fantastic person has anything to do. I've never been starstruck. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm a star within my own rights. So when I see celebrities and everything, I would love to get their interview, get their autograph and things like that. But I don't freak out and lose my mind over them because I feel like I have a stake in this world as well. And in closing, I just want to say that I just think that the bosses need to really get more involved in a situation and I'm saying all this because when this first happened, I heard in the news and the media got a hold of this real quick that one of the people that was killed, the person that killed him, there was bad blood between them. That came out immediately.
And if the media knew it,
and he was talking about it right there. Oh, that what was his name? Oh yeah, Anthony, and one of the guys, Tony, that was killed. Man, them two guys hated each other. Well, if that's the case, then what the hell?
Who knows? They might have saw it on paper. You never know. It might have been on paper, and they just didn't want it to get out.
Yeah, right. Nobody wants to go up to the bosses, and the bosses don't want to. Everybody's just protecting. And at the end of the day, what are you protecting? We all going home doing the same shit. We just do it on different levels. I always say that. We all doing the same thing.
A different bank account.
Even though I may have I may have brought $100 toilet from Home Depot on sale for $62. You may be well-to-do and may have a $400 toilet, but we sit on that toilet doing the same shit. We shitting, okay?
All right.
No matter what we pay for that toilet, That's what we doing on that toilet.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm gonna leave that.
Thank you, Poppa DD.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's see. Should we take a break?
Yeah, take a little safety break. Let me regroup from after that.
Yeah, because my glass is empty. I must.
My chiffon is wet, darling. My chiffon is wet. My wig is wet, and I'm tired.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back with Ketel in the entertainment news on the Hollywood Wrap-Up.
Okay.
Stand by.
This is the Pajama Party coming to you live. What's on your mind? Call us on 914-803-4306. Got an opinion or just want to say hello to the crew? Hello! You know what to do. Call 914-803-4306. If you just want to listen to the show online, go to www.apajamaparty.com and click the banner in the upper right corner. But if you want to talk to the crew, you need to call us on 914-803-4306 and press 1. We'll get to your call as soon as possible. It's nothing but fun and a pillow fight every Friday night at the Pajama Party. And remember, PJs only, no clothes allowed. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Bartender, another round for the house. Thank you, darling.
Hey. Welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm Ketel. I'm here with Poppa DD.
Yo, what's going on?
And Redwine.
Yo, what's going on?
Right.
Get your own material.
Oh, so fun.
They're going to make me work for my coins tonight, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got me some fresh ice in this brown liquor, and I'm just,
Good to go, huh?
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah.
the Black and Gold tonight is the featured cocktail, but we're going to kick it over to Ketel.
All right.
Ketel, what's happening in the entertainment world?
Well, two surprises. Cicely Tyson, she just turned 95.
Oh, no, Cicely.
Cicely Tyson and Smokey, he turned 80.
Who? Oh, Smokey?
Smokey, He
80?
turned 80. He's still rocking and rolling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Cicely Tyson, she's in something with Ava DuVernay.
Wow, she's still active.
She's still rocking and rolling. It's a new series on OWN, of course. You know, seem like Cicely Tyson, my girl Oprah and Tyler, all them, they all kind of
Yeah, he named one of his buildings after her, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of his little buildings.
Mm-hmm. And DuVernay, yep. It's something called Cherish the Day. It's an 8-episode OWN anthology series created and produced by Ava DuVernay.
Wow.
Tyson plays a matronal touchstone for what's his name? Aksha. That's the character's name. Gently, who's embarking on a relationship with Even. Its 2-night series premiere is was on February 11th and 12th. So it was already premiered already.
Oh.
And it's called Cherish the Day.
I didn't even hear about that one.
I didn't either. It got me on that one.
Okay, I'll have to look for it on, you said it's on the OWN network? OWN.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me see if there are any times or anything. I don't see any times. Nope.
You just have to go on there and search for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody knows, her career started in 1972 with Sounder. That's still one of my favorite movies.
That was a good movie.
And that was not on one. I was reading the 25 top scripts.
Yeah, Sounder.
There was no African American films
That's
on
old
there.
school right there.
And so
what a shocker.
That
really?
shocked me. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That was it Robert Hooks on that? On Sounder?
No, it was his father. Was it his father?
Was it? I was going to say Paul Winfield. Which one?
Paul Winfield. I'm sorry.
Was it Paul Winfield?
Oh, Paul Winfield.
That's what it was. Right.
Okay.
If you guys have been looking for Macaulay Culkin, he is still around.
Really?
The former child star is joining the cast of one of the television's scariest series. He is joining American Horror Story.
Oh.
Yep. He's 39. Wow.
What?
He's getting up there in age.
So he's not home alone anymore?
No, he's not home alone.
He's not doing drugs either. He said he grew out of it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Look
I
good.
did an interview the other day. I
At
saw
one
him on
point,
TV.
he was looking crazy.
And it's
No,
probably
he's
his
looking
environment,
good.
too.
He said he grew out of it. He said
But you have to stop being around those same people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what he did. He grew out of it all right. He moved his ass away from those people that were doing it.
That's very true. You are the company you keep.
Yeah. So everybody knows him from the iconic Home Alone. That was in the 90s. And then he did My Girl, 91, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That one was funny. 92, The Good Son, 93.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, so
Good Son was really good.
So he's constantly.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
one?
I did see
Anybody
that.
see that?
Yeah, I did see
he was
that.
a twin or something.
Yeah, he was just
he was
a bad seed.
Yeah, the one that was the bad one was adopted or something, and he was the actual child, and they loved the adopted child, but he was causing all kinds of mischief.
They're killing the adopted child.
I don't know
the
now. I just remember it was a good movie.
Yeah, he was good.
And he also played on Will and Grace, a recurring Will and Grace. He must have played one of the sons, maybe not sons, but one of the grandkids, maybe something. I'm not sure.
I never really watched the reboot of Will and Grace.
I haven't either.
So I have no idea what they did.
Now I used to watch it before in the past, and they were funny.
Yeah, I saw the original run.
Right.
But when they came back again with it,
right,
I just couldn't commit.
Mhm. And one last note too. It was a big deal going on in Chicago. Our girl, oh Lord, Cynthia Nixon from what is it? The
Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
Oh, okay.
And Viola Davis. Her and her husband, they produced. It's in the museum, the Du Sable Museum in Chicago. It's a experimental project. Technology and state of art. Visitors are made to feel as if they are participating in firsthand in the march on Washington. Actress Cynthia Nixon was also part of the creative team. Her father was a radio reporter during the march, and his tapes were incorporated into the exhibit. So it's an exhibit in Chicago in the museum. So they had some live actors and stuff recreate the I Have a Dream speech. But, I mean, you see, Martin Luther King, but they had to recreate it. The green screen and all of that.
Oh, okay.
So you hear the entire speech. But,
so it's supposed to make you feel like you're actually there?
Right. You put on the, what are those, goggles?
Okay.
Yeah, virtual. Goggles.
Mm-hmm.
And, like you're actually marching, or you can see or almost feel or touch.
Wow.
So, but Viola Davis and her husband, they get into a lot of things. They're producing a lot of different projects. So,
that's good.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Producers end up with the money on the back end.
Okay. And also one last sad note, Tyler Perry, his nephew had died, but Tyler Perry wants a second autopsy performed on his nephew who died in prison while serving 20 years in jail by killing his own father. Oh, Lord, they got a lot going on in that family.
Yeah.
That is a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess they want to be sure that, they didn't kill him, which we always hear. Those tragic stories.
Exactly.
You
just don't know what to believe.
Right, it's three sides, as they say,
Yeah, I heard they said that he committed suicide while in solitary confinement.
Right. Now, manslaughter usually does not carry 20 years. Usually less time than that. He was incarcerated after being convicted of manslaughter for shooting and killing his father at the home. That was in 2016.
Yeah.
But usually manslaughter is a little less time than that, isn't it, Papa?
Yeah, it usually is, but
20 years? Yeah, that does seem like a long time for manslaughter.
That sounds like first degree murder. 20 years to life or 25 to life, but
I don't know. Unless they threw some other stuff on top of it.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Perry family having to deal with that.
For sure. Oh, and one last note. A good movie to go see, Invisible Man.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some commercials for that.
Yeah.
So is it a horror movie?
That's what it looks like to me. What happens is the plot is they were husband and wife, but he died, and it seems like he faked his own death. because she inherited all his money. So probably in the plot, he probably owed some people some money. So he's like, okay, I'm going to fake my death and come back and get my stuff. But he comes back as an invisible man. He must have created something to make him invisible. But, yeah.
I don't know. Sounds kind of wild.
Oh, no, if it's horror, Redwine's not going to go see it.
You know it. I don't mess with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, go see Fantasy Island. That's just as bad.
I was like, Fantasy Island. I remember that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now what, they did a horror version?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I won't be seeing that either.
It's about 5 or 6 guests, and they go to this Fantasy Island. And they want to right a wrong. Like somebody might have did something to her best friend, and she wants his revenge. So, yeah.
So they go to Fantasy Island to get... Okay. Yeah, I won't be seeing that.
Okay. All right.
I still haven't seen Get Out. Because I'm scared. I'm scared.
Did you see that, Barbara? Get Out? Oh, I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth it.
I'm scared. And the other one he did? Us, yeah. I haven't seen that.
Okay. We're going to leave that alone. Well, let me get into this cocktail of the week. It's called the Black and Gold. Let me see what we got here. 2 ounces of Maker's Mark, 46.
Oh, that's what's in this, huh?
3/4 ounces of honey syrup.
That's my people.
3/4 ounces of fresh lemon juice. 1 drop of sesame oil. Interesting.
1 drop.
And frangelica rinse.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay, so we're going to combine all ingredients except the frangelico in a cocktail shaker. Shake vigorously for 10 seconds. Double strain into a frangelico rinse coupe or martini glass. Garnish with dehydrated lemon peel. Okay. Interesting.
And frangelico, that's that thing that kind of looks like Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah.
I always think of
Mrs.
Mrs. Butterworth.
It's actually a monk.
Yeah, but to me it looks like Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah. Monks, that's what the monks were selling. That's how they making their money.
Yeah. I ain't mad at them.
Yeah. Did you know that, Papa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know somebody made me some birthday cake shots with that one time. That stuff was, that was
smells
good.
just like a birthday cake.
It tastes like a birthday cake, too.
It was good.
Tastes just like candy.
I bet it did. Okay, Lucy. Roll on.
Woo! All right. Let's see. Poppa DD, can you tell the good people about what is the world-famous Pajama Party Kiss It list? Can you break it down for them?
Well, the Kiss It list is people that have showed their butt over the last week and did a bunch of crazy stuff or stuck out like a sore thumb. And we put them on blast, and we got a song in their honor, and looks like, who we got here?
Oh, we got a few people this week.
The Amber Luke, the tattoo woman.
Yes.
Tattoo her eyeball. Yes.
Girl, please.
Yep.
Mick Mulvaney, the White House Chief of Staff, for telling everybody to cut your TV off for a little while, and all the diseases will go away.
Ignoramus.
I tell you, people that work for Trump, they off the chain.
I know. They just.
We got
a requirement for the job.
We got, what's his name? Ted Yoho.
Oh.
Louis Gomez. And Thomas Massey and Justin Amish, they voted no to not make lynching a federal crime.
Yeah, they're on the Kiss It list for that reason.
So how do you vote no to
you for jerk off
to a lynching bill? I guess you plan on saying, well, maybe the lynching might come back, and I want to.
They're trying to say leave it up to the states because then that puts the cost of prosecuting on the states.
Also on the Kiss It list, we got the Hilton Hotel in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, they're going to be hosting. They're not going to be hosting, but in a conference room, there's going to be a Son of Confederate KKK meeting in Raleigh, North Carolina. So stay away from Raleigh tomorrow, if you would.
Yeah. Don't even go around.
They're going to be in there in the Hilton Hotel. I pity all the people that got a room.
The one near the airport.
The one near the airport. So watch yourself. Go stay at the Motel 6 instead.
Yeah.
All right.
They leave the light on for you.
Let's see. Department of Corrections Sheriff used to be the The one that's which one is this? The sheriff of the Mississippi Department of Corrections.
Right.
For holding down
for horrible conditions.
For the
jails in Mississippi.
On people in there, yeah. This guy Lee Baca, he used to be the top sheriff in L.A. and he went to where'd he go to Texas and went to jail. Mm-hmm. He went to jail and went to Texas and started showing his ass, and he got locked up for overseeing violence at the jails and all. So, what we got here?
For lying as usual.
Who's this? James Query this guy stole a hearse with a dead body in it. He hijacked a hearse that had a dead body in the back of it.
What was he?
What a jerk off. Anyway.
Okay, and again I say Trump.
And then Trump, of course.
And Don Jr.
Don Jr., yeah.
He was shooting off his mouth, talking like Mick Mulvaney.
Talking about the disease
talking
and everything.
All this stuff about, they just trying to make Trump look bad.
You think he's so cool.
Everything's centered around him.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my
How
God.
narcissistic and
Donald Trump
self-centered
Jr.
can
think
you
he's
be?
so cool. He got a little gray in his beard now. He didn't think he's the...
That's why his wife left his arrogant.
Mr. Loverman. Every time he talks, I want to play Mr. Loverman by Shaba.
Oh my
Shaba. Mr. Loverman, Shaba.
No,
anyway.
That's it.
Anybody else for the list? All right, we got a prize for everybody on this week's Kiss and Listen. Here it is.
My entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world can kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass.
Oh. You can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Why, darling?
All right.
Time for the last word round.
Last word.
What's your last word, Papa? You got a lot to say.
Rough week.
Come on
rough week. There was a lot going on this week. A lot of things happening. Just be safe, Just take life with a grain of salt, Don't do nothing crazy, man. On your job and stuff, in reference to this situation up at the Coors plant, don't take it too serious, man. You may have some crazy folks you work with, but don't let them drive you to anything. You know what I mean? Just take them with a grain of salt, play them off, duck and dodge them. Don't think don't confront nobody. If they gonna be crazy, let them be crazy by themselves. Talk about them like a dog, but don't confront them, because that crazy might jump out, and you might be on the other end of it. So just watch yourself. Just be cool, man. Get through your day. Come home to your family at the end of the day. That's all I got to say. And God bless old girl you was talking about earlier from Sounder. What's her name? Sissy Tyson, 95 years old. God bless her soul.
That's right. Amen.
If somebody tell me I'm going to live to 95, I'll sign that contract right now. Yeah, she is. That's good.
I love the fire in the chest. What's your last word?
Yeah, Redwine, what you got?
My last word is, first I want to say happy birthday to one of friends of the show, Miss Z, down in Florida.
Hey.
Just want to shout her out and say happy birthday. But my last word is just be careful with this coronavirus. Listen to what the CDC is saying. Ignore everything that the White House is saying.
The Trump administration is saying.
Yeah, don't listen to them. Listen to the experts. Listen to the CDC. And be careful. If you end up, like Papa said, if you're in a train or something and somebody's sitting up with a mask, as soon as they cough, get out of there. Just get off the train, wait for another one. Don't even play. Just get out of there. This thing is too serious to mess around with. Wash your hands, like they say. Wash your hands. Be careful what you touch. Sneeze in your arm, not just out in the air. Sneeze in the bend of your arm. But take care of yourselves, people. You know, life is precious. What's your last word, Ketel?
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of you. Kind of took the words right out of my mouth. The CDC, which is the, what do you call it?
Centers for Disease Control.
They need to say, bitch, give me my money. Isn't that what Rihanna said? If you got need my money.
That's what Rihanna said.
Trump needs to hire scientists and all these people on the CDC back. Everybody just
he got rid of scientists and
yes.
said that they don't know what they're talking about.
That's two things you don't touch. You don't touch defense, and you don't touch anything to do with something like this.
Scientists, yeah.
You just don't do that. Like you said, coughing or sneezing. Everybody just be careful. You know, just be aware of your surroundings and, you know, don't be trifling. Somebody sent me something on Messenger. This lady had the virus. She was in the elevator, and she was coughing on the numbers of, you know, that you push to go up and down.
Deliberately?
Deliberately. She had the virus. Her and another man, they had it, and they just did the coughing. So either use your elbow or wait till somebody else touch it or take the stairs or do something different. Or like
if you take the stairs, you got to touch the door now. So be careful what you touch.
Just be careful, yeah. Just stay clean and might spray yourself down.
Yeah, we're going to start taking Lysol baths.
But you know what? Lysol ain't cheap.
No, it is.
Lysol is about $6 a can.
And speaking of that, I heard that Lysol stock has been going up.
All right.
While all the other stocks in the stock market are coming down because of this.
That's a good
Lysol
investment.
and Clorox
Mm-hmm.
and anything that's an antibacterial product, their stock is going up.
If my aunt and my cousins listen tonight, hail to Clorox, because y'all love that stuff.
I know that's right. All right.
That's my last word.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. Let's see. Shout out to DC Homegrown, our parent company that pays the bills and keeps us on the air. Love you, DC Homegrown. Let's see. What else? Any other announcements?
Oh, my niece, Andrea, her birthday's tomorrow. She's born on leap year.
Okay.
Oh, happy birthday. What's her name?
Andrea.
Andrea. Happy birthday, Andrea.
Pajama Party.
And as the leap year babies say, she'll be 52 years old, but in leap years she's 13.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Every 4 years.
She had 13 official birthdays where her birthday fell on that date, so she has an official birthday on the 20th. We usually celebrate on March 1st, but this year it's February 29th.
Yeah, okay.
So happy birthday, Andrea.
All right.
All right.
13 years old.
All right. Well, check us out on apajamaparty.com. You can hear this episode and previous episodes. And tell a friend. Let somebody know about the show if you enjoy it.
Tell a friend to bring a friend.
Check us out. Bring a friend, like Papa said. All right. Well, that's all we have for you tonight for this episode. We're going to get on out of here. And we'll see you again next Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
9:15 CP time.
All right.
Okay. Say good night, Papa.
Good night.
And Ketel.
Good night.
And bonsoir from Redwine. We'll see you next Friday night. Good night.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so. I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, I say when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Pajama Party, growing sexy, throwing a party. Pajama Party, party crew, keep it real for you. No